Can I check for smoke lamp for you?
Can I get a medium ice cap and a large coffee, black? She's currently standing in our sweet corn field, and we planted this in end of March. I think it was about March 18th. Yo, I'm vlogging hard right now. Marketing, being a business owner has a lot to do with marketing, right? Really depending on what kind of business you are, product, you have to get your name out there for people to, of course, consume your products. All these segments. There's traditional marketing, billboards, radio, your TV ads, etc. Traditional revenues, opposed to these more modern age distribution methods of getting in front of consumer faces. Traditional and that modern is there's your social media, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Pinterest, even Netflix or YouTube. Instagram specifically, Keisha from Living Little's blog. Where we started off is just a way for her to vent about, talking to the community about a little bit about her daily life as a mom and having her children. And that started online as more as a blog content, and that really exploded for her and it started to pop. And as that started to pop, which was a few years back, she also started posting content onto Instagram and Facebook, etc. Instagram in particular, she has good engagement. She interacts with all of the people that comment on her post, and she has a good amount of followers. She has over 10,000 followers. Businesses such as myself can use one of these new age or these more modern age influencers or platforms such as Instagram, and look for people who have these large amount of audiences, such as Keisha herself, that have an influence towards the correct demographic that my business caters towards. Just getting in front of her audience, and what that allows us to do is make an instant impact in terms of brand awareness. And also, if we were selling something online, it could be product placement and sales. Influencers, from my perspective as a family farm and a tourism destination, it provides us the capability to get in front of thousands of different people within the Fraser Valley. We're in a cornfield. This is sweet corn. What we actually have planted behind me is something which is similar to a peaches and cream, but it's actually not a peaches and cream variety. It's called Sweetness, the variety itself. Still has that bicolor kernel, so it's yellow and white. It's super sweet, great size. This one actually has lower heat units, meaning that I get to harvest my corn before other farmers, meaning that customers get corn before other consumers. So we provide that value within the beginning of that corn harvest period or corn season. So guys, everything we grow is non-GMO. For a lot of you consumers out there, there's a big stigma that GMO is bad, and it essentially is just bad and good. Oh, getting a phone call. Yo bro, I'm in the middle of a vlog right now. I'm gonna call you back later. GMO means genetically modified organism. The farmers growing GMO corn or sweet corn would mean that we have to educate our consumers. We follow all the right procedures and precautions of growing safe and healthy corn for ourselves and for our environment. That education and that knowledge that we have to distribute among all of our consumers, it's not easy for a lot of farmers to do. They're out there raising families, they're growing crops, and now all of a sudden they have to become marketers and a media company themselves. A couple differences that I want to point out while we're in the cornfield here, being the differences between the height of the corn. So this one right over here is way lower than this one over here, and the reason being that this guy right behind me all had floating row cover on it. Floating row cover essentially is a large cloth that covers a section of your field that farmers go out and place when their corn is really small. That cloth acts like a blanket. So it does two things. One, during the daytime, it traps in that temperature, and number two, during nighttime, it keeps that temperature nice and warm and stable all through the night. So corn grows in direct relationship with how warm and hot the environment is. And the warmer and hotter environment that we can have corn within Abbotsford essentially is a better growing climate for farmers to produce corn earlier and stronger stalks of corn as well. All plants need sun, oxygen, nutrients, and water to produce byproducts such as sugar and starches. The corn is full with fructose, which is just sugar. And that's why, you know, sweet corn is an iconic barbecue addition to your chicken or your steak or whatever you are cooking in the barbecue or summertime. Corn is a monoecious plant, meaning that it has a male and female plants right on the plant itself. Right down here, this silk is the female plant, a female part of the organism, while this top portion here is the male plant of the organism. This is the tassels, and all those kernels that we'll be eating and munching on are the seeds that are the byproducts that we as humans love to enjoy. And sweet corn is those cobs, those ears of that we'll be harvesting. So corn harvest will be beginning in about 2 to 3 weeks. The plant itself, or the corn, is starting to develop and swelling up. Now we're talking. Water is the key ingredient to a good harvest, regardless of the nutrients. We're pulling up on the property. It's the address is 1136 Mackenzie Road. But literally, this entire tree used to cover our store, which used to be just on the left-hand side of that post. In between that post and this post used to be a 10 by 12 stand. The front would open, the side would open. There used to be a door on the left-hand side if you're facing this road. And our house used to be back there. It used to get so busy where this entire parking lot or this entire road used to be a hazard for oncoming traffic because of all the cars parked, etc. So that's exactly the first stand started right there. So we've always been on Mackenzie Road.